Dear students, now let's begin our sixth stanza of this poem. The fifth person was a man with a dark complexion, and all he thought was of taking a revenge on all the wrong done to him from white-skinned man. Being the victim of racial discrimination, he has decided to give the white person a taste of his own medicine. Now let's move on to the seventh stanza of this poem. The last man did not expect something for his benefit. Metaphor is used in the third line of the seventh stanza, that is, giving only to those who gave, was how he played the game. Here, human life is compared to a game. The last man would give something to one who could give him something in return. This is how he played the game of life. The comparison of life to a game is a metaphor. The phrase fallen group is an example of oxymoron, that is, a pair of contradicted terms. The last man too did not give his lot like others. The character of this selfishness is shown in the sixth person or a sixth man. Let's move on to the eighth stanza of this poem. The entire group perishes in the end, all holding their fire sticks. They refuse to acknowledge each other's humanity. Personification is used here where it says death's still hands is used to highlight the consequences of committing this sin against humanity. They kill each other through inaction, which is cold hatred they have against a single person in the group. Instead of killing others, they end up killing themselves. The conflict in the story is both external and internal in nature. The poem ends by stating that the reason behind the death was not the cold outside, but the cold hatred and prejudice they had in their hearts. Let us discuss the main ideas of the poem. Life-giving fire dies out due to their cold hearts. In other way, the dying fire is in need of logs. Each character hates the other characters, hence fails to take an action to save the life of others. Discrimination and hatred do nothing, rather breaks and pushes a nation towards death. Coldness of their hearts is responsible for their death. Discrimination of color, social class, or different religious faith led people to die, not physically but spiritually. A lot of symbolisms are also used here in this poem. Fire symbolizes life and survival. Firewood is a symbol of kindness which is required to keep the fire of life. Symbolically, the poem, the coal within, represents hatred and selfishness. Fire represents love. Firewood is symbolic of prejudice. They are against each other. The entire poem is a metaphor. Tone of the poem is sad and melancholy.